So I'm guessing most of you will have already heard Vishvapani talking yesterday. So Vishvapani did a session in the afternoon yesterday talking about society, mindfulness, and the middle way. And actually, something I really enjoyed about that, I enjoyed lots about that session, but I really appreciated the way that you actually started it with some formal mindfulness practice. Just emphasized for me the importance of the practice as a way of integrating, bringing together, acknowledging the entirety of our experience. You know, so that as we sort of went forward into hearing you speak about your work across various sectors of society with mindfulness, it felt more sort of embodied for me listening. Mm-hmm. So I'm really, really pleased that we got a bit of an opportunity to spend longer being led by you this morning. So yeah, with that, I'll just hand over to you, Vishvapani.
Okay. First of all, I got a question for everyone, and you could use the chat bar just to. I think I'll keep this simple. Has anyone here never done any meditation before? Is anyone here completely new to meditation? If that is your situation, please just type yes or something in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that everyone has done some of this before. Yeah? Okay, good. So it's just in terms of how I lead it. So we have, Julian, just check, we've got up to, got 40 minutes.
21 now. Sorry. Yeah. Carry on.
Do you have 40 minutes?
Yep.
Okay. So I'd like to do some leading because I think that's part of the value of this sort of session is you hear different people leading and different approaches. So I will lead, but my intention is to, first of all, do a little bit of movement, and then to lead for about 15 minutes, and then to leave it open. So if you have your own practice or your own way of working in meditation, then you'll have time to do that in your own way. And if you don't have your own practice, then what I lead in the first 15 minutes will give you some things to work with in the rest of the time. And there are really two elements to what I'll lead. And this is how I've been mostly doing these drop-in practices I was just mentioning. It's because, well, there are sort of perennial things that we always need to do to engage with our minds, to be more present, to foster the kind of aspects of our experience that mindfulness engages. So that's to do with settling, focusing, and I'm going to lead through that in the way that I do as a mindfulness teacher. The other element, which I think is particularly important at the moment, is about connecting with others. And being socially isolated usually is a sort of form of a social or mental health problem, isn't it? But we're all doing it. So we need to engage with that. Also, this situation, there are two things I'd say about this situation. One is that we share it, this sense of not being able to go out. We're all in that situation. And actually, it's not just us in the group, millions of people, in fact, billions of people around the world are involved in this very odd social experiment. And the other thing is that we're isolated, separated from most people, from meeting most people in the normal way. and we're thrown together with just a few people, at least those of us who have a family or a partner or something like that. So we're thrown together, and that's difficult as well. I mean, it might be lovely in some ways, but it's almost certainly going to be difficult as well. So we'll just work with that a little bit in the practice. Okay, so I can see that everyone's sitting in slightly different ways. I won't ask you all to stand up and do some mindful movement or something like that. We'll just move the body gently in order to to feel it, to sense the body. So just rolling the shoulders, that's one thing we can do. And we connect the rolling with the breathing. So breathe in, let the shoulders roll around. And just feeling, sensing how the muscles move, how they squeeze up, compress, soften, release. And then changing direction. And you can squeeze the shoulders up to your ears and then let them drop. Squeeze them up again. For those of you of a certain age, this always reminds me of the way Mike Yarwood used to do Edward Heath impressions when I was a kid. Some blank faces and laughter. Okay, and then just stretching up. If this is okay, if you've got any muscular problems, then go with what's right for you. So just give yourself a stretch, just your own way, first thing in the morning, upward stretch, and then let your arms float back. Okay, so that will be sufficient, I think, to just move the body and sense the body. And I'll go straight into the meditation. I'm not going to use bells to mark the beginning and end. I'll just use voice prompt. And making any little adjustments to our posture. Feet resting on the floor firmly, securely. Hands resting on our knees or in our lap, just so the weight of the arms is supported. And the spine away from the back of the chair, or just supported at the base of the spine. So the point with this is really that we aren't lounging backwards. We have a sense of the spine being free and upright. Just letting the shoulders rest back so the chest is open, neck is long, and the chin will gently tuck in. Feeling the whole height of the body, just sensing the height of the body and letting it naturally rise up. And on the out breath, feeling the weight of the body resting down at the bottom, at the legs, at the feet. So rising and settling. Body rising up as we breathe in. Body settling down as we breathe out. So connecting with the breath, sensing that the body is both still and settled. Just hearing a little bit of noise. I wonder, Julian, could you mute yourself? Oh, that thing has fixed it, yeah. And you can still hear me? Yeah, okay. So taking a moment, firstly to breathe, and then give ourselves space to arrive, to be present. And being present can start with sensing the body. Just sensing the body, we've been through the body, now really being present within the body. Sensing the contact of the feet and the floor, the bottom and thighs and chair, or perhaps we're sitting on a cushion. The legs, the hands resting on the legs. If we take a deeper breath now, sensing all of the movement of the body and the sense of letting go as we breathe out. And also, as we arrive, as we become more present, we may notice any sense in which we're not fully present. And that's just natural, that's the way our minds are. But noticing when we are involved in thoughts, so that our attention isn't with this space, it's with some imagined space, some imagined reality. And how is it to let go of that imagined space and to inhabit this space, this body, this breath? And as we do that, we also bring ourselves closer to how we're feeling, the emotional tone of our experience, and noticing that. Allowing space to be aware. however we are. Now bringing attention to the movement of the breath once again. Particularly focusing on the movement of the tummy. Feeling its rise and fall. Going to introduce an image to help us stay with the breath. So just using the image lightly as an aid in connecting with the physical body. The image is the wave, a wave in the sea that rises as we breathe in and settles as we breathe out. If you like, breaking on the beach, on the shore, and receding. So if it helps, we can just use that image as a support in staying with these sensations of breathing. And beneath the waves are the flows of water, the currents in the ocean. Which produce the surface movement. So as we breathe, reflecting that the breath is more than the movement of air and muscle. It's also, as in experience, the rise and fall of energy, and that settling on the breath is a way of connecting with these deeper currents of our experience. We may feel them as energy in the body, for example, in the tummy. Connecting with the breath, connecting with ourselves. Just allowing space for our experience. Whenever thoughts take us away from here into some other imagined space, bringing ourselves back, picking up the rhythm of the breath, the rise and fall. So, shifting our attention now to the heart area. Feeling the movement of the breath in the chest, the lungs, around the heart. Having a sense that as we breathe in, we're breathing in a breath that is sustaining, brings life, and brings a warm, kind, sustaining energy. And this touches our hearts, touches any sense of dis-ease, disquiet, soothing. So breathing in kindness. You could connect this with the image of the wave. Kindness flowing in like a wave lapping on the shore. Now, bringing to mind the other people here all doing the same practice. We're connected by the wonders of technology, but each of us in our own household, each of us managing as best we can feeling the connection as we breathe, sensing that wherever we are, around the country, around Europe perhaps, others are breathing at the same time as we are. Breathing in kindness. Connecting with each other. Reflecting on anyone else in our household. People who are sharing this period of lockdown, with whom we're interacting even more intensely than usual. Allowing space for them, just bringing them in. And as we breathe out, a sense of connecting with kindness, with these people, just letting them into our meditation space just for now. Welcoming them. Perhaps we need to forgive. Forgive anything that we found irritating. Just connect with their humanity, their ways of making sense of this situation. And maybe forgiving ourselves for any irritation or bridling. It's all just natural. And then appreciation. Appreciation of their qualities. And for those of you who are living on your own, thinking of other people in your life in the same way. Sense of connection, appreciation, gratitude. And just breathing with that. Taking our imaginations a little further, just reflecting on all of the people secluded in their flats, their homes, their houses, all of the people, they see them on the street on a Thursday night. Going through whatever their experience might be. In the country, in the world. With however COVID may have impacted them. With whatever troubles that they have brought to the situation, as we all do. 4.5 billion people on lockdown. So as we breathe out, breathing out a sense of connection, solidarity, kindness. So just take a few minutes now to, without guidance, so rooting our experience in the body with the breath, connected to each other, connected to the world, continuing with our practice in the way that's right for us. Starting to move towards the end of the practice. Just letting go of any sense of effort. Just resting. Absorbing. And starting to move our fingers and toes a little. So gently introducing some movement back into the body. Rolling shoulders. And gently drawing the practice to a close.
Thanks for that, Vishvapani. That was great.
Okay, pleasure. So, wish everyone well.
Yeah. Before you go, Vishvapani, I don't know whether you want to just remind people of that website that you mentioned at the beginning.
Okay, yes, if you want. So there are various people doing online meditations through this. With the people I work with in my little mindfulness business called Mindfulness in Action, we do a 10-minute. Spaced out. 10 a.m. every weekday, we're doing drop-in sessions. So what that means is, and if you go to the mindfulnessinaction.co.uk website, then you will see a link. All you need to do is click the link and it will take you there once the host has started the session. And there's a period of meditation followed by an opportunity to just check in a little bit. And you'd be welcome to come.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'll see some of you in about a quarter of an hour with Tony Wilmot, and I think there's another session running in parallel. So thank you for being here. I'll close the meeting now. Thanks.